Thank you. All righty. Got a whole full class, and before we start, well, I guess as we start, we have Kim here. Kim, thank you and welcome. Kim's doing a story on us, which is just wonderful. We deeply appreciate that, for the Continuum magazine. And the Continuum magazine is a really, really nice magazine that goes to every faculty member and every alum that the university has. And so you are the ones that made this possible. Certainly it's because of the work that you all have been doing, and I think it's really a sign of the great work you do. So thank you to all of you, because you're the also in the semester. We asked some of our distinguished documentary makers from the past to come back and talk too. And so tonight we have two, right? This is your cue. Okay, Rebecca and Janet, this is at the point you come to attention, all right? And Janet and Rebecca, and who have been through this, and just kind of to give a little bit of advice, encouragement. And you did a wonderful documentary. Tell about your documentary.
When I started Humanities in Focus, I was at the same time I was just finishing up going back to school from graduating from my high school diploma. I took a class, of course, some of you guys might have been involved with the Venture, I'm sorry. And so this was kind of like they invited me to come to Humanities in Focus, and I seen Jeanette's and Lucia's and Mari Cruz, she's not here tonight, and Judy's documentary, and I thought, wow, there's stories to be told. That's the neat thing. And I want a part of this. And then I got involved, and I just had a lot of things that was just being a victim of domestic violence. I didn't want to dwell on that, but however, there were some people doing their documentaries on it and on domestic violence, and I just wanted to bring a positive note to my background. And so I got involved with doing one, and I did mine. I focused on growing up as a Chicana and what it's like growing up as a Chicana and keeping it in a positive mode. And as I was doing it, I was at the same time, like I said, I was going to school at Horizonte, and I seen a lot of the artwork of Ruby Chacon. And I just started seeing my life in that same realm there. And it was something that needed to be told, because growing up Chicana, we're not Americans. However, we were born here, but we're not from another country, so we're not either or. So it needed to be told, and so that's what I chose to do my documentary on. And it turned out to be a beautiful piece with a lot of help from Judy, and we did the shots. And at first, I didn't think we was going to be able to get it done because I didn't know how to do computers. And I was actually at this point, right where you guys are now tonight, about editing logging and capture the scripts. And I was right here thinking, I logged it all by hand, in notebook. And it wasn't until they said, "What are you doing, Rebecca?" And I said, "Well, I don't know how to type. I don't even know how to turn on the computer." And because I hadn't been in school for a while, so I didn't grow up with computers, and so I was actually at the point where I was just going to give it up. And lo and behold, I met Alexa. She's not here anymore, but she was on the board here with Humanities in Focus, and she taught me how to open up the screen and show me how to log and capture. And so a lot of my problem with taking so long was because I didn't know how to use a lot of the equipment. But
you were a little discouraged too, weren't you?
Oh, yes, yes. Oh, hi, everybody. My name is Janet Yalta. You will excuse me for my English, but I said my kids, my accent and some verbs. I'm not perfect at it, but I'm working on it. And like the teacher said about the documentary, I'm a health educator. I'm part of the education for my community, Hispanic community. Maybe a lot of you know, the Hispanic community is always in the high rank of risk for diabetes, HIV, obesity, everything. And at the time, I was working with the health department. I was a volunteer. I get certificate uh, uh, as a HIV educator, and we have all this campaign where we go to clubs and talk about the risks, make tests to people, uh, give condoms, and when I first get invited to the class, my first thought was, oh, I can use this to educate people, and and I say I want to work in HIV, but my vision was big, right? Yeah, I need to touch every single thing that can put people on risk for HIV. But when he started talking about, no, you need to uh, focus on something, and I said, no, because this is so big, and I want to do a lot of things. And then the story, he said, you need to have a story. Oh, yeah, there's 1,000 stories over there. People are risk and everything. And he said, no, you need to put a face on that story. And I said, no. And I started doing my interviews with people at the health department. And I have kind of trouble to find people that want to share the story because it's not easy to tell I'm infected, I'm HIV positive. And finally, I have one person that he said it's okay. It was a friend of another friend that was in the class. And I have a friend that actually is HIV positive, but I didn't want to pressure her to share the story with me. And at the very end, I really need another person, and I post on Facebook, oh, I'm doing this documentary, and I need a person that is HIV positive. If you know someone that wants to share the story, blah blah blah. And she saw my post, and she texted me immediately, said, "Why you didn't ask me?" And I said, "You are my friend. I didn't want to put you in the spot if you don't want." And she said, "No, I want to share it." And then I started doing the interviews and everything. But I know sometimes it's kind of, uh, how can I put that word? It's, uh, how do you say that? Challenging, yeah, because this is Utah, you know? You cannot talk about sex. You cannot talk about condoms. It's difficult because people get scared. And I always said, if you don't talk about these things, how are you supposed to take care of yourself? You know, and how we can take care of your kids, or when you send the kids to a war, you have to give them a gun, or how are they gonna take care of themselves? It's kind of the same thing. And I start doing my interviews and everything, and I start putting them all together the way I thought it was good. And he insisted me, you need to put a face on that. Another face. I have two persons over there. I have the health department people. And he's still saying, no, you need to put a face. What he means, I don't know. And then Alexa, Rebecca was saying, Alexa was with us. And he sent me with Alexa. And Alexa, talk to her because she's annoying. And Alexa sat with me and said, what you don't want, what do you want with this? And I said, oh, I want to teach people, I want to, make aware people that this is happening. And she said, but why? And then that was the question when she said, why? And then I started, oh, blah, blah, blah. I started telling her that I get involved with the HIV program at the health department because my husband's best friend died of AIDS. And nobody knows about that. And when he died, no one wanted to take, even touch the coffin because they thought it was contagious like that. And it was very sad because he was the best friend of my husband. and he was with us a long time. We share a lot of things, and that was the reason I wanted to know more about it. And that that was my message that I want to tell people and to say, oh, you are the face of that documentary. And no, no.
It always happens. It becomes you are the face of it.
How am I going to
They
do
try to avoid it, but it never works.
no, no. And I said, no, we can do this. And she said, no, you are, no. And I fight with her like,